Welcome to A Husband's Heart.
I can't wait till I get you on for good looking. Babe, you and I so hot, just like an oven. And I just had to touch it. It's so fine.
Welcome to A Husband's Heart. I'm your host, Terry Stinson, better known as T. Stin, and I am blessed to be with my co-host today, my lovely wife, Ayanna Stinson. How you doing, babe?
Fantastic.
Awesome. Listen, let's get right into it. I know you have a scenario you want to present or give my take on it, so let's have it.
Okay. So there is a mother, and she's visiting her son and her daughter-in-law.
Okay.
She's staying at their place for a few days, just a quick visit. Her son and her daughter-in-law go off to work for the day. The mother-in-law is in the house, in the apartment, just piddling around, seeing how she can make herself useful, helpful. She opens the refrigerator and she sees some collard greens. They are uncooked and they look like they're about to spoil. So she takes the collard greens out of the refrigerator. She cleans them. She cuts them. She seasons them. She cooks them. She makes the collard greens. She's thinking she's doing a good thing. When her son and daughter-in-law come home from work, the son is excited. He's happy. Mom made collard greens just the way I like them. He's excited. The daughter-in-law looks less enthusiastic. Come to find out that the daughter-in-law is upset. She had plans for those collard greens, and she thinks that her mother-in-law overstepped. She feels like her mother-in-law did something in her kitchen she had no business doing. I think the mother-in-law was just in a position where she was trying to be helpful.
Right.
She was looking around. She saw that the collard greens were going to spoil. She didn't want them to spoil. So she pitched in. She helped. She cooked the collard greens. I don't think it's a big deal.
Right.
Do you think that's a big deal?
Well, you pretty much let me. I kind of know you would side with the mother. To what degree a big deal, but it is a deal. I think the mother, based on how you told the story, the mother intent was well. But just because your intent is well doesn't mean you're actually helping. Because to help, you have to know the whys, the purpose. So when we take liberty to just go into action without knowing other information, your intent can be well, but you're out of order. And even
order?
Yeah. Because there's order. I'm actually thinking about my mom. I wouldn't think my mom would do that. Knowing my mom, she would call myself or you first.
And I think if your mom did that without consulting or conferring with me, I would come home from a hard day of work and I would be like, wow, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And knowing you, and I know you, of course, you would. Because most times, collard greens are used for consumption for probably that immediate family or what have you. You see some in the refrigerator, oh, it's for them. But how did the mom know that's not for something else?
Outside of consumption, what would the collard
I
greens
don't
be used
know what
for?
I meant, like outside of the family. It could be something she's doing with someone else. I don't know. That's the whys you don't know. So the best thing, anytime you in someone else's home, and the kitchen also usually, once you enter someone's home, you're under their jurisdiction or their rules and regulations. So to start cooking and, as simple as that may sound, that could be a big deal.
I think this is a larger issue. I think that you and I have been like basically family for almost 30 years.
Right.
From the very beginning, especially at the very beginning, if your mom was at our home, it would be my best intention to ensure that she had I extended the most greatest hospitality towards her. I would want to ensure that her bed was nice, her sheets were nice, her side table had some of her favorite beverages on it, some treats. I would be wanting to be most accommodating.
Yeah.
And also, if your mother did anything, I would only assume the best. And
Yeah.
I would appreciate any help in the kitchen, tidying up that she had to offer.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if this new younger generation of people are just not looking for a problem, but are just very quick to find a problem.
Right. I like that. But listen, you actually solved kind of the issue. Most folks, I think, would find a way um, to remedy that. Like you mentioned, you just gave the example. Like if my mom were to do that, we would be most appreciative because we know she's not a person. She's goodwill, good intent. So I would think that collard greens is not the biggest issue. If that is a scenario that is an issue for that young lady, maybe some other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
The collard greens is just the product of some other issues. So, but even that, if you just based on what you gave me, I'm still about order because that's not the mom's house.
So what about order insofar as you defer to your elders? Order is your mother-in-law, your mother.
Mm-hmm.
They need some deference. They
Right.
need to be shown respect. They
Right.
need to be accommodated.
Right.
If they do something in your home that you might not necessarily, quote unquote, approve of,
Right.
you give them a pass because they're your elder.
Right.
You're not in a position to regulate their behavior or to check them, to inform them, to instruct them, to discipline them because they're your elders. So you just humble yourself under their years beyond your years.
Well, that's only assuming, or you have already a relationship and you know their personality and you know but I don't agree that you back down just because they're older. I think you do show love because some things are out of order. You just have to do it with care, correction with care and love.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it can be received better. Listen, things happen and that's okay because that's the moment you show your character and you're able to pull out tools that you may not usually have to pull those tools out. So in a case like that, and I would think the son would be part of that, particularly if the wife shared that. Let's say if they go back to the room, he can see that she's upset and she expressed that. That's when the son get in and say, "Hey, mom, can we talk to you?" And you come from and say, "Hey, mom," and you facilitate that because listen, those are two most important women in my life in that particular scenario. And you know, if you just listen, if you don't address that feeling of your wife, that's an issue. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like you said, you want to show deference, you want to show respect to your elders. So that's when you have to come in and use all the skill sets you have to make things work. But yet you have to give both parties something. You don't have to.
Well, okay, so you said that depended on the relationship between the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law.
Right.
But I feel like, and I might be wrong, this might be some old school traditional values that I have that are, in 2026 that no longer apply because we're throwing tradition all the way out the door. But I feel like not even their specific relationship, but just in relationship order. Like mom, mother-in-law, daughter, daughter-in-law. Those are relationships that have been established without their actual intimate personal relationship being established. So just recognizing the order of that, I think it's kind of unfortunate that the daughter-in-law would leap to a negative conclusion or have kind of a bratty response to the mother-in-law doing something kind, being helpful, pitching in, wanting to serve. Almost like the daughter-in-law, it looks like she's going to be a problem.
Well, you didn't present it, so you're adding labels, and now you're describing like the bad guy. But the way when you gave me the scenario, I'm looking at it as all parties are neutral, good intent from everyone. So apparently there's not putting labels on the daughter. Just say, let's say they are both great people. And the daughter really had some ill feelings about that. How do we address that? That's, it's easy to say that's the bad guy and that's the good guy. Then you can easily pick the winner, pick the good guy, right? But let's just say it's two human beings, or it just, here's an impasse, here's an issue, here's an obstacle. How do we move past that? And everyone are decent human beings, not jumping to conclusions, not being a brat. And that's why I go back to just order, because we can flip it. What if the mom has a bully attitude or personality? And if you let her do that, what's going to stop her on the next and the next? If she feels like she can come into this home and do anything or whatever she wants. And granted, I'm not saying it'll be, no, it's order. No human, no, even a kid. It's the mother, it's the father and the mother, the husband and the wife. They're the two heads of this domain. So it's very important that they have their boundaries, just like we've had over the years. That's a great scenario though. But yeah, Ayana, I'm still side with the woman. I'm assuming she's decent. She's being rational. And the mother just took it upon herself. So
are you assuming the mother's decent and rational as well?
And I am. And that's why I would still have to say, hey, Mom, you know what? Can we talk? And say, hey, Mom, listen, thank you so much for making that. We are very appreciative. But do us a good favor, because let's say my wife here, let's say Ayana, actually had plans for that, some specific. But and I know you're going to be like, I did, Mom, but I really thank you. Mom, do us a favor. In the future, our home is your home. However, when it comes to like just anything like that, could you call us, at least ask us? Because we may have something to do with whether it's food or something else. And you know what? Mom may feel a little uneasy, but we have to have those tough talks.
I mean, I honestly think that if the young lady, like you're saying, she had a different plan for those collard greens, she was getting ready to cook them for the office party the following day. So she was going to cook them that evening. I honestly believe that recognizing her mother-in-law's position as an elder in her life and appreciating the mother's gesture that she took the time to clean, cook the collard greens. I think that she should just be so grateful, not even have an issue with that. Jump into her car or send her son into the car. Hey, run over to Walmart and get 2 more bushels of collard greens because I got to make this for tomorrow.
Exactly.
Or even better, Mom, now I don't have to make these for work tomorrow. Let me pack some of these up because I had to make them for work tomorrow. But I think that unfortunately, we live in a society now where everybody is really making sure that nobody is stepping on their toes, that they're being honored or respected and not disrespected or not taken advantage of. And I think that we're losing all of the wonderful things that tradition has to offer us.
Yeah. No, listen, and it's almost like just pick options. That option you said, I would love that. And that probably would be in our home. Like we'll just go get some more collard greens. But once again, what happens when you have another impasse? You know what I mean? So I'm with you. First time something happened, give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But we don't, But if it's an issue you still want to address, it's ways to go about it too, the kind of the example I gave. So it's just one of those things where hopefully we all give grace. We don't jump to conclusion. And things will work out. And I think most people kind of work like that.
Yeah.
Now if the mom came back again with another scenario, then now we got some personalities, some control issues. Because sooner or later, you cannot avoid the inevitable, because now is the mom the type of mom that don't honor or somewhat respect boundaries too.
Yeah.
Because listen, when you're going into people's homes,
well, I wouldn't think I'm going into people's homes. I'm thinking I'm going to my son's home and my daughter's home, like my daughter-in-law and my son's home. I would think I'm going into a family home.
Yeah, and you are, but listen, just like we raise our kids, we have order and because of our beliefs, we understand when we send them out and they create a new life, listen, that's their life. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to walk into Micah, TJ, or Naya's home thing where I'm their dad.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's a certain energy, a certain attitude.
So let me give you this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember years ago when we were young in our marriage,
Right.
our dad, Willie, your dad, you went off to work, you came home, he fixed a squeaky door, he went to Home Depot and changed a latch. He made some home improvements, very minor.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't confer with you before doing that. You came home and you were just grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, we can look at that in different ways, male, female. But yeah, usually something like that is I guess food is different because the intent, like, man, when you fix a gate for a guy, it gotta get fixed. Now, let's put it this way. If it's a constant of doing stuff, now you may have to say, are you trying to show me up? Are you always in the way? I don't know.
See, that would be so sad. Like, first of all, I assume that I would
Yeah.
show up the younger person. I assume that I might
Right.
cook better. I assume that I've been cooking collard greens for 30 years, so I probably cook them better than you. You're not even 30 years old.
Yeah.
But then she probably says, well, who taught you how to cook collard greens? Your
Mhm.
mom and your aunt. So you've only learned how to cook collard greens from two people. I went to culinary classes when I was in high school, and you didn't have culinary classes when you were in high school. And also, I watched YouTube videos. And before I made my collard greens for the first time, I watched 18 different chefs prepare collard greens on YouTube. So I had the benefit of learning 18 different strategies. So I'm actually better prepared to make collard greens because
Right.
I'm younger and more involved in technology.
Yeah. Well, like I said, then even with those are really personality traits and attitudes, you should already know what you have. Like like I said, the collard greens is just one incident. It sounds like it's going to be other incidents because people are entrenched with their certain personalities. And when you deal with people like that, you have to know that about the people. So any scenario could be a fire starter.
I think that's people today. I think before the younger women would be more flexible. And she would recognize that the older woman would be less flexible, more inflexible because she's older and set in her ways. And the younger woman would be more accommodating to the mom who's inflexible.
Right.
And it's just so unfortunate that as I grow into the older woman, I'm not going to get the benefit of the fantastic treatment that I offered as a younger woman to my mother-in-law.
No, I'm with you, honey. I just think people should go out their way of actually just have some wittiness about you. So let's say in that scenario, mom did that the one time. No one says anything, we're good. So now I know mom goes in the kitchen and start making things happen. So now we have that evidence. So if we know mom coming again and we got some things in the refrigerator that we have plans for, go, hey, mom, it's just going to naturally come up in conversation. We're about to do something with that tomatoes. We're about to make some spaghetti with, now you put that information out there. So mom now know that, hey, it's a purpose for those things. So it's ways around things where you don't have to have these conflict that if you think ahead and you do things ahead of time, you can actually avoid certain situations.
Yeah.
Some people just sometimes waiting for an issue, right? By either party.
So you want to hear something super interesting? I shared this exact scenario with Micah, our son, and Anaya, our daughter. And Anaya was like, yeah, mom, you're out of line. You overstepped. You got it. That's her house.
Right,
You've got to respect that. But Anaya is part of this new age woman that I'm talking about. She's 20 and she's very independent and she knows what she wants and her rights and people shouldn't encroach upon her values and blah, blah, blah. Micah, our son, said, Mom, I know you cook. My wife's going to know you cook. I know you're going to be in the refrigerator. I know you're going to be piddling around, doing things, finding things to make yourself useful. She will know that.
Right.
And he said in that scenario, he's not going to allow her to check me. He's going to check her.
So, but I liked all that until maybe near the end of that. Like you said, Micah said he knows that. So if he knows that, his wife should know that.
Or maybe she doesn't know it yet, but she's gonna learn today.
Well, Micah got to decide. Listen, you want to marry your mama or you want to marry your wife? I'm saying, so hopefully that it doesn't even come to that. That's my point. But I'm giving you, if we had to make those hard choices, either you man up, grow up, and understand your wife and your husband. Because this is the bottom line. And those are great scenarios, babe. I like that. Your home, your marriage is number one. That's why you got married. From that triangle. And the Lord is the head of your household. Not even mommy or daddy should come in between that.
Yeah.
Right? Because then what's the point? Hopefully it shouldn't get there. Most folks, we work through things.
Yeah.
But if you really just straight, pure, husband, wife.
Yeah.
Husband, wife, God.
And I definitely honor marriage. I also honor tradition. I also honor family.
That's tradition. Listen, I'm thinking of you, and that's a great scenario, and I love it. We're gonna do more of these. I like that. Listen, I got a little saying, you don't count. Like I just said with my opinion, my existing, I felt like I didn't count in the scheme of big things in my family with my dad looking at like, hey, well, care nothing about what your opinion, which you don't count.
Right.
It's my dad and my mother.
Right.
You
But then
set that tone.
on top of your dad and your mother were their parents. Because I remember one time when TJ was probably about 8 or 9 and your mother disciplined him and he got a little sassy with your mom. I don't know if you remember, in the older house. And your mom came and reported to you and you were mortified that he disrespected his grandmother. Like that was more egregious than him disrespecting even his mom, because there's a reason why they call those elders grandmother, grandfather. Like they're grand, they're great, they're majestic. They're to be respected, they're to be honored. And you abide by their counsel.
Right.
And you listen to their discipline, and you grow from their wisdom that they impart into your life.
Right. You're so right. I mean, in that particular scenario, my mother didn't overstep her bounds. She did a report.
Right.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean, and listen, just with love and caring and all things that we do will solve a lot of these issues, even in workplace, conflict, discussions, dealing with coworkers, dealing with subordinates, supervisors, managers. It's just the levels of decency and how like, I've had a saying throughout the years, no one cares what you say or receive what you say. It could be some good form if it doesn't come wrapped in caring. You know what I mean? You can give someone information that almost could save their life, but man, if you spewing out venom with it, or just your whole energy and your tone, it's hard for them to receive that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we've had an opportunity to talk about this, and I'm glad that we have an opportunity to chat about these different scenarios before we're in these tough scenarios, so we can say. So we can become, great, and we won't create conflicts in our kids' marriage. And
listen, you know why I'm smiling? Because I'm thinking about you in that scenario. I'm like, I shouldn't be, or we shouldn't be in those scenarios. But it's great to talk about it because, listen, Ayanna, you're such a great server, and you do go out your way. Or I shouldn't even say you go out your way. You just truly get in there and just serve people. And Micah has been a beneficiary of your skills. And as a father, I will hope that he can see the greatness in this mom, but at the same time, he's able to manage that. Because as well intent you would be in the things you've done for Micah, listen, once he gets a wife in his home, we have to be. So also, see, now it's going to be my job to watch you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we all have a role to play. We say, you've helped me out when I've had conflict in the past with other human beings, and you were able to speak into me, right? That's what we're here for.
Right.
We don't get it right all the time. And so that's why you have a helpmate. And we see things, we see those blind spots that the person who may not see at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited. You got to come with more scenarios like this. I really like that. That was a good one, babe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, thanks for helping me see it from a different perspective. I like that too.
Yeah, I like that. Well, listen, that's all we have. I like this. I really do. Well, listen, stay tuned. Stay tuned for my other guests that we're going to have too coming up this season, or we're in this season. So I'm excited about the new guests we're going to have on A Husband's Heart. But also, me and Ayana, we're going to be doing more of this. So stay tuned. I'm your host, T. Stin, with my co-host today, Ayana.
And don't forget, talk to him.
I'll listen. Your boy, T. Stin. Take care.
Bye-bye.